Hello, my name is Dr. Matt Uchtman, and today I just wanted to walk through a few things that I've been putting together in regards to, I guess, what you would call a platform as I move forward with running for the Board of Trustees for Cape Girardeau County's Health Department. I think that the first thing we need to recognize is that COVID has affected every single person, and that is from a school worker to the first line defense workers to people who had to stay at home during shelter in place to moms who have been stuck at home with more kids more often, trying to also teach and learn online, and how it's literally impacted everyone from the very, very top to the very, very bottom. I think that's no doubt. And for most of us, that's been a challenging thing, not to mention those that have been impacted directly from a physical standpoint with COVID-19. And we're aware of the devastation that has caused for so many people. I think from that, the best thing we can do is try to learn. I think that in life that there's always challenges, but I also know that with those challenges come lessons. And I think we've also learned a lot about ourselves, about our community, about how we react to things. And hopefully we've learned to be prepared for things to come. You know, one of the things that I know for sure is that COVID-19 was devastating, but I also would suggest that it's not the last time we're going to encounter something like this. So I think it's very important, as you know, one of my first things to focus on is learning from what we've been through to make sure we're prepared for what's coming next. I also think it's extremely important that we provide resources for people so that we can be objective, so that we can look through the research, so we can assess the outcomes, that we can provide those to the community to make sure that they're able to make informed decisions. I also think it's very important that everyone has a voice. I think it's important that we make sure that not only do we have decisions to make, but we have ears that can listen to what's going on in the community and the needs that need to be met. I think it's important to protect the health and well-being of all of our people, but I also think it's very important to protect the local economy. You know, we have something very special here in Cape Girardeau County, and we recognize that although we need to keep people safe and we need to make decisions for mitigation as we are learning about what we're encountering, we also have to make sure that we keep things moving forward because there's so many lives that depend on it. You know, I know that this has been devastating, not only from a health standpoint, but also financially. And we want to do the best we can as we're able to make the best decisions for trying to hit all of those issues across the board. I think it's also important that as a community, we come back together. I know that there's so many things with social media and through the news that would lead us to focus on all the things that we're different in, the things that divide us. But what I know for sure is that if we actually sat down and would have a conversation with someone across the table, we'd actually realize that we have a lot more in common than we do in different. And then we have to come together to just restore hope, to remove fear and bring in facts, to allow us to move forward with confidence and to just as a community get stronger, which also just leads to the last part of shifting that focus from, you know, being fearful, recognizing what we're up against, learning what we can as we move forward, but then focusing back our attention on the things we can control. You know, the one thing that creates the most fear, I believe, or one of the things that creates a lot of fear in our lives is the stuff that we can't control, but there's always a lot of things that we can control. So if we can just shift our focus back to those, it's going to allow us to then, you know, move forward and just be more in control of the outcomes that we see. And so I just wanted to take a couple minutes to just share that. Please, you know, if you have questions, you should be able to reach out, you know, via social media. I'm going to do the best I can to get into the community, just to hear from schools and churches and businesses, just to see, you know, what their feedback is and, you know, the things that went really well and maybe some of the things that could do better. And so we want to make sure that we understand where people are coming from, and we will do the best we can to do so. And so once again, I just encourage you to get out and vote. I'm excited to, you know, have the opportunity to run and look forward to serving you if that ends up being, you know, the outcome that happens. Be blessed.